Happy MFN Friday.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Shit. This, I don't want to say the week sucked, but today was not ideal.
No, it wasn't. It really wasn't.
Bad. And before we do intro, this, that, and the other, what up?
What's up, Lewis?
I
Yeah,
want to get him on here.
I've got a message right here from him. I hit him up earlier, but he's busy right now. He wants to come on next week.
I want you, Lewis, to show some of your charts because they are like, I don't know what the word is. You know, like Twitter's gonna like frown upon that, be like, oh, all those ads, blah blah blah. But kid is killing it, like
Yeah.
killing it. I know he's like a channel trader. It's a different style than what we're used to seeing, and he is killing it. So I want to bring him on and talk about some of his stuff because he's got some killer charts.
Yeah, Lewis, he's really good. We've been trading with him for the past couple of weeks, and in the room, and he got some good ideas, and I like the way he trades.
Same. We do that on purpose. That way, if you're having a seizure before the show starts, you don't realize we don't know what we're talking about.
That's
All right.
right.
Anyway, intro, and then here we go.
Hit it.
Okay, so this week has been, I know you were traveling a lot.
Yeah, I had to go out of town this week, but I'm back now.
It's been like the land of the subbies. The sub-dollar plays have been the theme. It's got everybody going crazy.
Well, I mean, the way I think about it is, I figure after 2020, 2021, all these stocks that ran so hard, there's going to be a surplus of sub $1 stocks, there's got to be.
Definitely has been lately. And I'm not against. I used to hate sub $1.50. Used to hate them.
I did. I'm still not like, you don't really see me trading them. But
well, I don't halfway blame you with. We just talked about FWBI and why I didn't trade it before the show started.
Yeah.
Dude, I'd have been upside down $500 to start the trade.
And I do that all the time, man. I'll pay sometimes $1,000 in locates, and
I just didn't have the faith that the EV was going to be there for me to pay that. Obviously, I was dead ass wrong. That thing plummeted to Mordor, but I mean,
yeah. And I saw it. I woke up late that day. I went out and was out of town with some friends and got a little too wild that night. I woke up late and I saw it after it had already stuffed in the morning, and I was like, man, I'm gonna take this. And locates were still a little pricey. I was like, nah.
A nickel. Effing nickel. I mean, I'm not above paying a nickel, but when you're talking about $1 stock, those nickels add up substantially. So I didn't take it in real life. But I posted this and I think people legitimately thought I took the trade despite my sarcasm. Sometimes I'm sarcastic to a fault and people, whatever.
Sometimes. Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, this is fake as shit. This is hella fake. I didn't trade this in my Cobra account. I think some people thought I did, and they were like, congratulations, good job. And I was like, maybe they're being sarcastic, but I also can't tell. This is so fake. I didn't trade this in my Cobra account. This was with Microsoft Paint in about 30 seconds.
It looks like, it kind of looks like Trade Zero arrows on the DAS.
Yeah.
I like that though. That's funny.
I mean, it doesn't look real to me, but whatever. I mean, if you're scrolling through Twitter and you see it, you're not you're not honed in. But I did this on Microsoft Paint in 30 seconds. So just imagine what can be done. No, the way I really traded it was actually really poorly, because I remember sending you buku text about it in the morning. Because I was pretty pissed.
Oh, I wanted to see how you.
So this is it, and I know this is kind of hard to see. And we're trying to trade the pool thing, and we're trading our Cobra accounts. And I don't feel like I've ever been good at trading 2 accounts at the same time anyway.
Dude, I told you, man, I'm like extremely overwhelmed right now. I'm trying to finish up my house, our remodel, before this baby gets here. I'm trying to trade my regular account, and then I was trying to trade that account that I had with them, and to my own fault, I've been pushing that account with around about the same size as I would my regular account, and I've drawn it down quite a bit. So just full transparency there, I have not done good. I haven't traded my trade the pool account in a couple of days because I drew it down quite a bit.
Well, it's hard to trade both. I'm not good at trading, flipping between 2 brokers and whatever, but this is how I traded it. Unfortunately, pre-market, pretty irrelevant. I just put a small starter on to cure the FOMO bug. I did get in, just under $1. But if you remember, we were talking that morning, and I had said, when you and I were talking amongst the room, I was like, man, $1.08 to $1.12. I was like, that's where I want it. That's where I want to hit it. That's where I covered. This sucks because this was a missed opportunity. But anyway, I was
man, there was such a good spot at I believe it was like $1.12 on the chart. I remember looking at the daily chart, and there was like a push down with volume on the daily, huge volume candle, and let's see if I can find it.
It was a nice daily reason. It was some nice dilution reasons. I just jumped the gun super early, de-risked a little bit because the volume was poured in super heavy. Still basically top tick exit. The only time my top tick is on the exit, but I did re-hit when it looked, I thought maybe it had exhausted. The problem was I covered to get green, which is some rookie shit to do. And that sucks because after that cover, it proceeded to go down to like, I think in the 40-50 cent range. Like this thing died.
Man, I will say though, like with you and with me, a big difference, like, you'll, like you said, covering to get green. And like, sometimes that's the best thing to do. I used to do that a lot. And there's been many a trade in the past few months where I'm sitting there telling myself, I'm not trading to break even. I'm not trading to break even. And then next thing you know, I'm taking another loss. You know what I mean? So it's like, sometimes if you're not in your right headspace, I'm not going to say that you're wrong for doing that. Even though this one did fade hard, I've had so many in the past few months that I keep telling myself, especially on futures too, where I'm like, I'm not trading to break even. And the next thing you know, I'm taking another loss on a good position.
I'll say the one good thing about this trade is I could feel the tilt ensuing because I kind of botched the trade.
Yeah, it always happens like that, man. I mean,
so I did walk away. I took a little break, whatever, but I mean, I pretty much botched that trade. Kind of a missed opportunity. I really wish I could say this was real. I'm going to work on my Microsoft Paint skills to make this look a little more realistic. I mean, this chart right here. Ooh, that's pretty right there.
Which one? Let me see here.
My fake one.
Oh yeah. Hey, that is beautiful.
I wish that was real. Anyway, I botched that trade. Covering to get green, that was probably a mistake, whatever. Sometimes it works, sometimes it does. I don't know. Either way, I was early and I even drew this on my charts. Literally. Let me see. Oh, 100%. I photoshopped the shit out of that. Well, Microsoft painted it, but Photoshop, Microsoft Paint. What's the difference?
Yeah, I mean, it's totally a joke. That's the whole point.
This is what I drew on my chart before the market even opened. I literally drew. I was like, "That's where I want it, in that area," and I still jumped the gun early. That's what pisses me off. Like, I drew that, and I'm like, "That's where I want it." I think me, you, and Jet were talking about it in pre-market, or me, Jet, and somebody. And there was all sorts of reasons to take it at that level. Daily reasons, dilution, et cetera, like plus a fake breakout, like all the freaking reasons, man. And I still jumped the gun. So that's why it's irritating, because I had a plan, a really solid plan, and still fucked it up.
Well, and hey, I was going to show this too, because I know you'll appreciate the chart. The only reason
is it lost porn? Because I always appreciate that.
No, it's not. It's it's this Thinkorswim chart.
Yes, I love Thinkorswim charts.
So, we always talk. I mean, now granted, this volume bar right here is actually the day after this happened. But what I've found is, as long as they're pretty close, within a day or so, it usually.
Oh, dude, yeah, this was a beautiful bag holder short. All the people that chased that shit on that day that you're talking about are bagged.
Yep.
So they're trying to get out on any decent pop.
And I don't care that this shows my account number and stuff in it. Y'all can get in there and steal the little
10 cents you have in there to get the free charts.
Yeah, I think I'm long like that Jaguar pharmaceutical or something.
I'm long a bank stock in mine just to keep the account active so I can have access to Thinkorswim.
Yeah, you see they switched to it's Schwab now.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't mess up the freaking platform, because this is my favorite I mean, I love DOS, but I love these charts more.
Yeah, I know, and I use a bunch of some scripts and stuff on here.
Yes, so I got a bunch of scripts.
I like the gap stats on here, so that's why I wanted to share this one today too. Is just because I've really been messing with my Thinkorswim charts, because I was worried that I wasn't going to have them anymore. But anyway, you see where I'm drawing this line with the marker there. I mean, that's
perfect.
It's literally perfect. It's to the bottom of this candle right here is the top of this candle. I mean,
it was such a nice area, man.
Yeah, I mean, if you shorted $1, between $1.05 and $1.10, you're pretty much top ticking that thing.
Yeah, that's where I had the freaking lines drawn. I just was way too early. The level 2 tricked me out. It got up to $1, and it it's flashing those huge asks, and I'm like, oh, it might fake break $1 and it's done. Well, level 2 small caps games, etc. They pulled them fucking asks and ripped face another 15 cents or whatever it was. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
That would have, if I would have been trading this, I would have just with that level being there. I should have waited. Pretty high conviction in that one, but I mean, regardless, I didn't have a whole lot of trading that I did this week, so whatever.
The only redeeming quality is the fact that I re-hit it after it tested that level and immediately, failed hard, and I fortunately got back in, but still botched it.
Oh man, it happens. like we were talking about, man. Nope, there'll be another one.
Oh, another thing I was gonna say, we stocks have been on fire. Pun intended. Dad joke. Get it? Fire weed.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's the other one. I was short. I think it was. Isn't that Aurora Cannabis?
Yep. ACB and CGC, Tilray. They were all on fire, and they still are.
What day? Okay, what day was that it made the lower high in pre-market? And I texted you. I was like, "Hey, I'm sure ACB on that $1 break."
I don't even remember anymore.
Yeah, of course, that was another one where I was in profit pretty nice in pre-market, and let it run all the way back up against me for break even, and then I was like, "F it!" I ended up not trading it anymore, and I mean it was a nice breakout, but still, that was another one that was aggravating.
This was not an easy trade either. ACB was tough. So I don't have the chart for this day, but just whatever. I tried to get short in this dollar area again, and it ripped on me, and I took a loss on the front end. And then I ended up getting back in basically at the top and, swung it for a redeeming trade. But this was still tough too. However, I'm glad I covered where I did, because now it's turned into a multi-day runner now. And I've told you before, I don't trade the multi-day runners real well. It's not really something I'm very good at least, until they get to testing very key highs or whatever, or even a floor break type of thing. In the middle of that stuff, like, that's not my forte.
And I mean, I used to do a lot more of it, but I've kind of steered away from it as of lately. I mean, you don't see me trading them quite as much as I used to.
Yeah, this was a nice little trade, though. I just hate that I lost on the front end of it. I think I joked when I posted this on Twitter, and like, yeah, I top ticketed no trades prior to, but that's also a lie. There were trades prior to that I lost on.
No, they weren't. No, that didn't happen.
All right, so I have a couple good ones, actually. And then I know you have some future stuff. And then we have one other thing we're going to talk about. We're trying to keep this one a little shorter this week.
Yeah, I told my wife I was going to take her and my son out to eat. So I'm going to do that after this, all that good stuff.
I don't know when yet. We're going to go to Buffalo Wild Wings probably tomorrow.
That sounds good.
Wings, football, all the good stuff.
My little boy, he wants to go to CC's, not for the pizza, but to play the games in there. And
yes.
I'm like, all right, whatever. Because, I mean, my wife's like huge pregnant right now. So she's like, yeah, that sounds good to me.
It'll be like that until the day comes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and that's what I was doing. I was sanding drywall in our bedroom before I came in, or I hopped in the shower, and then, I was almost late for our live just because I'm rushing, man. I've been so busy. It's crazy.
So this was a seller's classic. I don't think you traded this day because you were traveling, but this was a beautiful parabolic type of trade. Had the nice, it triggered, our para stuff that we have, and nice volume kick. And unfortunately, this happened so fast. I didn't get filled in this. I tried to get filled here at 16.5, 17 area. I didn't get filled. Because a lot of times on paras, I'll run that filler kill, and I didn't get filled. So I had to chase it down pretty hard, but I chased it thinking this thing was just going to round trip like fast. And it did not.
This year, I've done a lot more of like what you might call chasing. I'm like adding on lows and stuff on these paras just because I'm so confident in them.
That's good. I mean, that's good. I wish this would have been an ad. I wish I would have had a higher entry, and then I wish that would have been an ad. However, I don't have the whole chart on it, but I think this thing went sideways into close. So, like, I'm not mad about my cover. It didn't die quick enough for me, so I just went ahead and covered. But this was still a solid.
And would you get $2 a share?
I was gonna say almost
3.
Yeah. About 2 points on it, about 14.50 to 12.50. So about 2 points, give or take. I don't remember my exact in and outs, but it was still really solid. Like, that was a solid trade. Average wasn't where I wanted it, but again, that's where conviction comes in. Like, I was still convicted enough, based on the setup, the criteria, et cetera. How many of these have we traded, seen, and played now? We typically know the end game with these. This one went more sideways than they typically do. Typically, when something pairs like this, usually they don't end well. But this was one of my better trades of the week. My best trade of the week. I'm going to show my best trade of the week. And then this is all I got. So I've been pretty transparent about this, and maybe I'm diluting edge, God forbid. I don't know. But the reverse split pops have been my best trades of the entire year. I've always traded the reverse splits on the day of the reverse split. It's usually a killer short. Like they usually just slowly fade back to oblivion after the reverse split. But this year they've more so been popping just a bit and then fading. So my success rate with them, first of all, is incredibly high. Like the win rate on these is the highest win rate setup I have.
Yeah,
not even a close second.
Charles has cleared over $100,000 on them this year, and he's lost on 2.
Yeah, I mean, I don't doubt that my win rate on these is similar to that. They just, dude, they're working really well. Obviously, he's trading much bigger size than I am, but he trades all of them too. I don't think I hit all of them the way he. Anyway,
he's texting me at 9 a.m. He's texting me at 9 o'clock at night about it.
He's getting up at 3 a.m. to get locates, isn't he?
Oh, dude, he's not going. He doesn't go to sleep.
That's what I thought, because I know he's getting these locates on TZ at like 3 a.m.
He's got locates at TZ, Center Point, whatever. He's already in at 3 a.m.
I can't blame him though, because sometimes you cannot get locates on these after 7 a.m. Like after 7 a.m., if you don't have locates pre 7 a.m., like you ain't getting shares, because it's such a small float on these reverse splits. Like you got to lock them shares early.
Yeah, man, and he some of them he shorts them without him even being a para. Like he just gets up and shorts the reverse splits, and some of them just sell off.
Yeah, I mean, this thing was beautiful. Like I didn't top ticket. I wasn't worried about trying to top ticket. I just, it did this little move in pre-market. It had its morning push. I shorted on the rejection. I was sized in a bit, what I thought too heavy, a little overly convicted. So I did take some off. I did add some back in, but not quite as much. But I was still in pretty good. Took more off here, and then you can see, it's kind of hard to see, but this blue line is literally where I moved my stop. The stop was pretty much break even, and then I was swinging the rest because these things have just continued to fail for days.
I didn't know you took it in the trade the pool account. That's cool. I know.
Yeah,
I've had like nonstop questions about that, and I wish I've told everybody. I'm like, man, I'm sorry I hadn't been sharing more about it. Like,
I'm trying to, because people have been asking me, and to be honest with you, I was surprised that we could trade a reverse split in that prop account. I didn't expect to be able to do that.
Dude, I had somebody DM me that got one of the accounts, and they were like, hey, man, we can't trade these reverse splits in them. And I was like, who said? And then I pulled it up on my laptop, and I was like, yeah, you can, man.
I traded ASTI out of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it's totally possible.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I haven't had any. I will say one thing. I will say about trade the pool. This was a killer trade. I ended up swinging some. I don't have the execution to swing, but it went further down. The availability of things you can short is phenomenal. One thing I will say, we've talked about the level 2 and I kind of our disdain for that. I will say I've noticed, and we're probably also partially spoiled from Cobra. I feel like on Cobra, when the spreads are tight, and if we ever market in or out, where we get executed at is usually pretty good. But direct access, Cobra, DOS, whatever, even when we market in or out, we get a pretty good execution. I have noticed on Trade the Pool, if you market in or out, you will take some slippage, even when the spreads are pretty tight. So that's just a learning thing, and that's something I've learned. So usually now with Trade the Pool, I am using limit orders more, 90-80% of the time. Dude, because I'm not against using market orders on some of our parabolic. Sometimes you have to just mark it in or you ain't getting in. Yeah. But anyway, Trade the Pool, I am going to use limits a bit more than I would traditionally on Cobra. But again, I think we've also been spoiled with Cobra and DOS and the, direct access, things of that nature. So it's a different animal, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like when I used to trade on CMEG, man. Like, I had to be I had to be more conscious about my entries and exits, and like having just one or two tops entries, one or two tops exits, because the fees were killer. I mean, they were a killer. They would, I mean, they'd mess you up.
Bleed
You know,
out.
like,
Yeah.
so it's just one of those things. You know, if you don't have the money to, I mean, not everybody's got 30 grand or, you know, or 27 grand, whatever, to throw in a Cobra account or a Centerpoint or whatever. And, you know, not everybody wants to, you know, trade a $3,000 account on Trade Zero. So, you know, not everybody is cool with making. I mean, sometimes it's a mental thing, man. It was hard for me to, you know, go back to making like $20 a trade and stuff like that when I was starting over and stuff a few years ago.
Plus, trading under PDT is I hated it so much.
Yeah, hey, CMEG fees are terrible, man. But like, it's I mean, it's just part of it, you know. It's just as Americans, that's what we have to deal with this dumb PDT rule. But you know, I mean, whatever. I mean, Cobra's got. They're pretty good on fees. Like you'll never pay anywhere near as much on.
Oh God, no.
As you would with CMEG.
I did see Cobra post something recently on Twitter that they have that Venom thing. I don't know much about it, but I don't think Venom, which is their under PDT stuff, I don't think they used to have DOS. I think the Venom stuff used to be their own platform of sorts. Well, they posted something, I think, now that Venom has DOS, which is huge because DOS is amazing.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I seen them post something about that on, I think it was Twitter. So if you're under PDT, I would still check out Cobra because they have Venom, which is for people under PDT. But now if you get into Venom, I'm pretty positive they have access to DOS. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and you know, PDT sucks. You get 3 in a 5-day period, but it's just part of it, man. We all had to deal with that shit at some point. Most of us, I don't know. Some people are probably given, you know, whatever, a ton of money, ain't got to worry about it. So, to each their own.
That's right. But hey, trade the pool. Like we said, it's not a bad option. And I mean,
should we go ahead and just say it now, and then we show your future stuff?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
All right, so obviously we've been doing this stuff with Trade the Pool for a while. We're trying it out, and we're trying to give as a clear and unbiased opinion as we can. Things we like, things we don't, and we've put it out there. You know, Twitter, YouTube, whatever. It's not like we have this grandiose reach, but we're just trying to be honest with people, right? Like, if it's good, we'll tell you it's good. It's bad, we'll tell you it's bad. But anyway, Trade the Pool did reach out, and they offered or asked if we wanted to interview their CEO, who is Michael Katz. And we're doing that next week on Thursday. Is it Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday at like, what, 8 in the morning, something like that?
Yeah, like 7, 8 a.m. our time, because, you know, the time difference and all that type of stuff. So we got to just make it work. But we're going to interview him, and we get to ask him whatever the hell we want to ask, you know, and talk about the platform, Trade the Pool, you know, the pros and cons. We're going to give some honest feedback and opinions and things of that nature. But I'm excited about that because as much as we're attempting to be transparent about this whole process, like, in my opinion, that's him doing the same exact thing.
Yeah, man. I mean, I was honestly shocked, you know.
Same.
I mean, and not because I thought that this was any kind of scam or anything like that. I've had so many people say to me, "Oh man, why are you even promoting that? That's probably a scam." And I'm like, "Well, do you know it's a scam?" And I mean, I've got several people I know, people not even in our Discord room or on Twitter, that are very interested in day trading, know me. I've showed them some stuff, but you know, they're under PDT. And
it's a prop firm. It's what it is. It's an online prop firm.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna share the profits with them.
And you still have to pass an eval, which is no different than working at like a major prop firm, they're not just going to take anybody on. You got to show you can freaking trade, or they ain't going to have you sitting at a desk.
Exactly.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and say they're the exact same. Obviously, they're not. But you have to pass an eval. If you can't pass the eval, you're not going to get funded. So you have to pass the eval to even get funded. But in my opinion, and I've told this to a lot of people, some guys we know that have had some struggles in the recent years or year, instead of risking your own capital, pay $100. And you got basically 2 months to try to pass this eval. And then if you pass that eval, then you're funded with somebody else's capital that you can trade with. Like, to me, that's a little more low risk than risking capital you really don't have or shouldn't be putting up.
Oh yeah, man! I can't tell you how many times I didn't know about this several years ago. After I had I'd made a good bit of money, lost a lot. I was trying to start over with $1,500 in like a CMEG account. I can't tell you how many times I had to do that before I was able to finally get the ball rolling. And if I would have had something like this, it probably would have made it a lot easier for me, because I tried trading futures with my own money, and I had a little bit of success. I think by the time it was all said and done, trading futures with my own money, I probably ended it down maybe like $500. Nothing, no big deal. But like, the prop accounts for me were really nice. I mean, because sometimes there's a mental thing with numbers, man. Like, some people are cool with making $5. Some people are cool with making $20, and they can do that, and they can literally compound that over and over again. Once you've seen big P&L, big for me, once you've had, 5-figure days and stuff like that, it's very hard to go back to making, $20, $50.
It can mess with you mentally too.
Yeah, man, and there's nothing wrong with making $20, $50, whatever, especially if you have another job. But like, just for me personally, this would have been a game changer and probably saved me a lot of time when I was trying to restart.
Yep. So I don't know if maybe he was at 7 points. If he was, I didn't know that. I think he did help start that Fivers thing, which was some other prop firm or online prop firm, and now they have trade. I'm not positive. But one thing I was going to say is that people have certain things they want to be asked or have questions about that we haven't answered. Let us know, either in the comments, DM us, whatever. And, if it's something of value, we'll ask him. So we're going to interview him, right? And we're going to record it, and we're going to put it out there. And we're going to continue to use Trade the Pool and get the full experience. Hopefully we'll get through the evals here before too long, and then we'll be trading on some funded accounts, and we'll let you know how that goes, how the payouts go, the schedules, the whole thing. One thing I want to know that I'm still curious about is, are the executions going to be, because I don't have any real complaints about the executions on the eval account, especially when you're using limit orders. I don't have any real complaint. Is it going to be the same on a funded account? To be determined, right? I don't know. We're going to find out.
Yeah, I mean, and I think it's okay. I think you just definitely, you have to be mindful. Whereas, like, with DOS and stuff like that, you can, I don't want to say you can be sloppier. It's just,
I think I don't think that's wrong. I think you can be sloppier with DOS, especially on the market orders. I don't think you're wrong.
Oh yeah, I use market orders all the time, man. I used to not want to tell people until you started.
I don't give a shit. I use market orders all the time on parabolics. And dude, if I'm up 20-30% on position and it's pretty much dead in the water, like, I'll mark it out. Especially if you have a decent sized position and it's getting a little bit illiquid, like, yeah, okay, good luck getting out with the limit order. Or, I love using rebate 25 on a Cobra because that does help offset fees on certain stocks. But I mean, sometimes, like, you just can't get executed.
I love it when I hit market and it fills me. It's like not even on a candle. You know what I mean?
That happens sometimes too. That's pretty rare, I feel, but it does happen. It used to happen with TZ. I had a TZ account at one point, and I would get filled off a candle. Oh God, it was gross.
I'm talking about like there's been times in after hours, and I'm zoomed real far in. I'm watching these little 1 minute candles, and I'm like, it wouldn't be a market order, but it was like I'm like hitting the
bid or the ass, depending on what you're doing.
Yeah, and like getting filled off the candle, like, and whatever.
Oh, I meant to say too, that's the link. If you want to check them out, that'll take you to the website. They have like 4 different programs as far as how much money you put up to get access to the eval and the funded portion and whatever. Shit, not me.
Yeah, not me either.
I traded it like shit. So irritating. However, that's another good thing I do like about Trade the Pool is I will use it to trade pre-market because I don't like trading pre-market on my account, so I'm not very good at it. And when it comes to these subbies, as we call them, dude, like I said, if I'd have traded FWBI out of my Cobra account and got my normal size, I literally would have been upside down in the trade right out of the gate, $500 easy, give or take, right out of the gate. And I just couldn't justify the EV given the subbies' behaviors. It's not like they've just been dying. They've had some staying power, especially around $1. So I'm like, dude, I didn't want to start down this. Anyway, long way of saying that's another pro, I guess, of using this Trade the Pool is stuff like that. Yes, there is a flat fees you have to pay, but I can tell you right now, it's a hell of a lot cheaper to trade subbies in there than it is with a legit broker. Now, of course, there's pros and cons because profit splits and things of that nature. But anyway, whatever. So no, I didn't catch that offering.
Yeah, me neither.
But yes, we're going to interview him next week on Thursday. When we are done, we will post it out for everybody to see. We'll continue to take questions. We'll continue to use the software. I've tried to put out, we both tried to put out as much as we can around things we do and don't like. So we'll keep doing that too. And we're going to ask him some, I think some tougher questions. I'll ask about level 2. I don't like it. Are you going to change it? Because it's really tough to use.
Yeah,
it's not. I don't even think it's effective. Just to be real,
I don't either. It doesn't show. It doesn't really show anything. It just shows
the current.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just showing the bid and the ask.
That's it, and you can't. There's no depth to it at all. You can't see halt bands. You can't see if there's a thick ask, you just can't see stuff. So that's one of my first questions. Second question is, can you keep executions on the chart after you leave the platform and come back in?
Yeah, that would be cool. Keep it like how DAS does, leave it all day.
Right. Like, anyway, those are the type of things we're gonna ask, amongst other things. But anyway, I don't have any more charts to show. Talked about that. Do you have some future stuff?
Just since we're on the whole concept of, or the topic of prop accounts, I don't ever really
which again I do think are legitimate. You've gotten paid.
Oh yeah. Like, I have gotten
paid pretty good money.
Yeah, I am officially profitable with them. And I didn't have to. I've probably got maybe, I don't know. It's probably about, after paying for the PAs, and I've blown a few, and I've probably got. I averaged it up today. Actually, I was going to give you an exact number. It's just a little over $4,000. It's probably what I've got invested in all of it. This is just our Discord. So, I use the Tradevate app. I like it because I have several accounts and it's got a free copier. I like the way the price action looks on it. I like the way it works. I just prefer it. I've tried using Ninja. You can use the Tradevate accounts through Apex on Ninja too, but
you're trading like multiple accounts that are all, so if you execute on one account, it executes on all your accounts, right?
Yeah.
So
I've
if
got
you
them
make
all.
$200 in one account, you're making $200 in how many?
It was 15 the other day, and I took a withdrawal, and then I unfortunately drew 2 of them too far down to where I blew 2 of them. So it's I'm gonna have it back at 15, but I lost 2 of them. But
So you're still 13 accounts. So if you make $100 on one account, it's $1,300 across all.
yeah,
That's pretty
exactly.
crazy. Yeah.
Yep. This one's kind of zoomed out. I use the lines and stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
I have
Trend lines.
Yeah, man. I have different. I mean, and they work on stuff like this. This is ES, and I trade the full size ES contracts on it. And I'll post some stuff about how I do it, but this is one I hit. I got filled off the candle there.
Yeah.
That was a market order, and that wasn't really the best trade ever. But that one worked out good, and that was across all the accounts, and $56.50. But I don't know if I still had 15 at the time there, but and this
Let's
was
see, like one like that right there.
this
Yeah,
one.
that one. Yeah. So
Yeah.
with, that's a solid trade, right? And then across, and what's your P&L on that one?
It is 172.50.
But times 13.
Yep.
So shit adds up real quick.
Yeah, exactly, man. And that's the thing with me is, personally, I feel that with these, you have to limit your exposure time, because it never fails, man. If I if I stay just a little bit too long, I'll give it all back. I mean, it's some people can sit there and scalp them and trade them all day, but not me. And I took these off my phone today. I just took a picture of the screen, but I went ahead and I rarely trade NQ, but I tried it out today, and I got 2 more evals and passed them today. You can kind of see the executions right there, and that's 3,052 times 2. I mean, that's not real money. Those are evals.
But they're the ones that you passed, right?
Yeah, and I'm just kind of tightly scalping the price action, but with like 5 to 10 NQ full size contracts.
Look how popular he is on Discord. All these damn people messaging you.
Oh yeah, that's T Miller, man. I'm gonna read what he's saying in a minute. But yeah, he was talking to me about something.
Is he in the room? He in the room?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Yeah, he was saying, how he trades on. I think he uses either Trade Zero or Cobra or something. But I've had several people that have, like him, that have been trading for a while, that were like, "Hey, man, I might get one of those trade the pool accounts too, just to have the extra buying power." I'm like, yeah,
that's my whole thing. Like, if I can get extra, I don't know, 80 grand, 100 grand, you can go up to 250, 250 grand, whatever you want to get out of it. Like we've said before, like we just want to mirror our normal trades. I'm not going in there and rando gambling. I'm not taking some YOLO swings or whatever. Like, I'm just gonna trade it like I would my regular money with extra prop capital. I don't know.
Why not, right?
Yeah, and we're both trying the $300 one. If it works out and we get paid and it goes well, then I would 100% pay for the, what is it, $1,200 one or whatever.
It's either like 900, 1,000, or 1,200, something like that.
Yeah, and then the split's way higher, and you get like 250K capital. Absolutely, I would. Why would I not?
Yeah.
Like, so anyway, that's what we want to find out. And if it works out, then it works out. Plus, I'm gonna be honest with you, trading your own capital can be stressful. It's your money. Trading someone else's capital, a little less stressful. I'm treating it like it's my own, but it is a little less stressful. That's my take on it.
Yeah, it really is, man.
Now I'm treating it like it's real, and I mean I'm respecting my stops and I'm respecting the process. But I mean at the same time, I'm not as scared to trade in pre-market or things of that nature. So anyway,
Yeah.
all right. I don't have any more trades. We talked about trade the pool. We don't have any glaring questions. You talked about futures. We are at 50 minutes. I know your wife wants to go to CC's. You have to feed her and keep her hungry.
Yeah.
I got to do the same with mine. Feed them, make them happy. My son's been on me about a freaking Dairy's Queen cookie dough blizzard, and if I don't make him happy, oh man, he's been on. He had a good parent-teacher conference, and now he wants a cookie dough blizzard. And I feel like you get good grades. Yeah, you get good grades. I'll buy you a blizzard. Cool. Whatever.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, yeah, man. 50 minutes, just under an hour. I think we're good. Like I said, we don't have any questions.
Yep. Unless
covered all our shit. Questions. All right. Well, until next week, we'll do this again. We'll put the interview out. We're gonna do it on Thursday. I don't know if we'll have it out Thursday. We may have to do some editing work. Whatever. We've never really interviewed anybody like this before, so it might be a couple days after for us to get it out, but we'll get it out. I think it's going to be cool. But if you have questions for that individual or the Trade the Pool platform, DM us, let us know. We'll put it out there if we feel like it's a valid question that we would like answered. So anyway, all right, enjoy your CCs. Appreciate y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, share, etc., all the normal stuff. But yes, enjoy your CCs. I'll holler at you this weekend, and peace.